Hello everyone, my name is Nikade Ayuneli Nana Kaliputi with ID number 2113101011. I'm from Ganesha University of Education. I will explain you about summation and multiplication symbols. Have you ever heard of summation and multiplication symbol? I'm sure you heard it and know the concept. And then, what topic are we discussing now? I will discuss about definition of summation symbol, properties of summation, the definition of multiplication symbol, and properties of multiplication. And then, what is definition of summation symbol? In algebra, the sum of two numbers is usually represented by expression x plus y. There are some instances, however, that we are required to present the sum of more quantities. The sum of a series of a number can best be represented by using the sigma notation or the Greek letter sigma. Okay, the next material, properties of summation symbol. We know that the sum of n observations represented by x1, x2, x3 until xn is usually written as or in sigma notation. The sum shall be written. It's like that. In this case, n for the terminal index, x8 for general term, a from index or index of summation, and 1 for initial index. This can be read as the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to n. To illustrate the sum of four observations represented by x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 shall be written as the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to 4 is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 and then plus x4. Can you understand about that? If I will to illustrate the sum of four observations and then n is equal to 4. It's easy for you. A few simple rules involving summation must be understood for the next chapter. Among these rules, the following are the most common rules. The first rule: if C is a constant, then the sum of n C constant is equal to C times the number of constants. In symbol, we have the sum of all C for a equal to 1 to n, which means that C plus C plus C and so on, or n times C, this one. For example, we have the sum of all 6 for a equal to 1 to n, it means that 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 6, or 3 times 6 is equal to 18. Or, using the right hand side, or the formula of n times c, we have the sum of all 6 for a equal to 1 to 3 is equal to 3 times 6 is 18. The same value, the same result for the different formula. Okay, next, the second rule. If C is a constant multiple by its of the n observation represented by x8, then the sum of the product is equal to C times the sum of n observations. In symbol, we have this one. The sum of all Cx8 for a equal to 1 to n, it means that C times x1 plus C times x2 plus C times x3 and so on, or C times x1 plus x2 plus x3 and so on in bracket. Or in this case, we have this one. The sum of all Cxa for a equal to 1 to n is equal to C times the sum of all Xa for a equal to 1 to n. Example, suppose that, suppose that the value of the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to n is equal to 16. Then, evaluate the value of the sum of all 5x for a equal to 1 to n. The solution. We know that from the formula, the sum of all 5x for a equal to 1 to n is equal to 5 times the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to n. And then I will substitute this one, 18. So 5 times 16 is equal to 80. The last rule. If an argument quantity, then the sum of all x plus y for a equal to 1 to n is equal to the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to n plus the sum of all y for a equal to 1 to n. Consider the following quantity. The example. We have x1 is equal to 3, x2 is equal to 5, x3 is equal to 7, x4 is equal to 6, and then y1 is equal to 5, y2 is equal to 8, y3 is equal to 8, and then y4 is equal to 9. The question is, evaluate the expression the sum of all x plus y for a equal to 1 to n to 4 and so on. Okay, in this case, we use the formula, the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to 4 plus the sum of all y is equal to a and is equal to a is equal to 1 to 4, and then you substitute x1, x2 until y4. Okay, and then the result 21 plus 30 is 5. Okay, from the 3 example of question, is there anything that has not been understood? I hope you can understand about that. Okay, we notice that the sigma notation is very much a mathematical symbol. Thus, when the confused will arise, then the expression involving sigma notation shall be simplified as follows. The first, the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to n is equal to sigma x, and then the second, c times the sum of all x for a equal to 1 to n is equal to c times sigma x, and then the last, the sum of all x plus y for a equal to 1 to n is equal to sigma x plus y. Okay, the next material, I will explain you about definition of multiplication symbol. Does everybody know about definition of multiplication symbol? Okay. Multiplication is one of the basic arithmetic operations in mathematics. Multiplication is the process of finding the product of any two numbers. In another way, we can say that multiplication is the process of repeated addition of a number with respect to the other number. The next, properties of multiplication symbols. The pi symbol, pi, is a capital letter in the Greek alphabet called pi, generally used for a product sign. This product may also be written complete from using the factorial notation n factorial. I'm sorry, this one is n factorial. Note that for n factorial, the factorial starts with a positive integer and ends with the integer n. The following illustrates pi n factorial. 1 factorial is equal to 1. And then the pi for a equal to 1 to 2 is equal to 2 factorial. It means that 2 factorial is equal to 1 times 2 is equal to 2. And then the pi for a equal to 1 to 3, it means that 3 factorial equal to 1 times 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Are you understand about that? Okay. The next, I will explain you about properties of multiplication symbols. Properties of pi certain properties are very much similar to this of summation. Okay, there are properties of multiplication symbols. Okay, in this case, I have two examples for multiplication symbols. The pi of all k for k is equal to 3. It means that 2, 7. It means that 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 and times 7. And then for example 2, we have the sum of pi of all n plus x for n is equal to 0 to 3. It means that 0 plus x times 1 plus x times 2 plus x times 3 plus x. Okay, to see if you understand about my explanation, please try the last two questions. You can screenshot or maybe you can write in the paper about the question. That's all my explanation. Thank you for your attention. Sorry for my mistake. I hope what I explained earlier is understandable and useful. Before that, let me bring you a closing line. Granny takes a walk for a sport. She also loves to cook ground meat. Thank you for all the support. Hope for another chance for us to meet you. Bye bye.